Okay, I guess this is a happy new year to everyone, and welcome back officially to. Should I call this season two? Yeah, I guess this is season two. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. So for old listeners, you already know that I've been away for a long time, and a long time being like a whole year. And if this is your first time, actually, this welcome to the Who Made That Song podcast. This is a podcast where we just explore the music industry from the lenses of the new generation and like the people, especially the new generation of people behind the scenes who are not necessarily the artists, but they do a lot of the work that we see and that is expressed by the artists. So as I was saying, I have been away for a little over maybe a year and some days now, and I think it's only right that before we get into the new season, I give some sort of explanation. First of all, shout out to everyone that reached out to me during this whole, I call it the transition period. So yeah, about this time last year, sometime in like the first week, second week of January, yeah, I got like a once in a lifetime opportunity that was going to be life changing for me, and that required me to like to somewhat be isolated and just focus on the work for a bit. And yeah, so I mean, I already made plans for like the podcast and for the year and for the season. And so I was away for a month or two or a little over that. And so like all the plans I had for the year basically kind of shifted 2 months forward, right? So there was that. I mean, that went by. I had to stay focused and just do what I had to do. And because it's a thing where it's not the kind of opportunity that you would see come your way every day. I mean, I wish I could say more, but I mean, with time, if you follow me on socials and stuff, you probably get to understand by the time you're able to piece things together. But yeah, that happened, and like the pod, plans for the pod shifted forward. But then again, I actually then started reaching out to the guests that were supposed to come on the podcast, and I also started recording some episodes actually. But it also got to a point where I was kind of overwhelmed with work. That was one. It was also a thing of me trying to be too much of a perfectionist about the podcast. So there was a couple of reasons actually, which is what I'm trying to narrate now. So because the nature of the podcast requires guests, it's kind of hard to, I mean, everyone has what they're doing, so it's kind of hard to, I don't want to use the word chase, but get people down to record. And because I'm not just trying to do this for doing sake, and I'm trying to give the best content possible and actually give you guys stories and document people's experiences that are actually worthwhile. I mean, I could have gone ahead to do just about anybody, but that wouldn't be in line with like the vision I have for the podcast. And so, yeah, there was a lot of like, what's the word? Like, let me just use obstacles when it came to like recording with guests and like getting people down to record. But most especially, I think a lot of the delays that came with the podcast were just me being overwhelmed. I was extremely overwhelmed because I have have a 9 to 5. I mean, so there was that. There was pressure from work. There was pressure from life generally. I mean, last year was like probably the craziest year of my life. So I was dealing with that. I was dealing with life, and I think it just got to a point where I had to pause and like reevaluate and sort of take a break. So last year I took a break from like everything. Literally, my life was just I was just trying to get myself in like a better headspace, choose my priorities, and not to say that this podcast was the priority, because this is something like that started like out of passion for me. So it definitely was a priority, but I did not want to do any rush work because, like I said, I'm already sort of a perfectionist, and I didn't want it to be like half-baked conversations and episodes. Season one was fantastic. We had like people that really had interesting stories, people that no one really knew about. And so I wanted to maintain that same energy. So I think it's just that's just it. Yeah, I just so that I don't make this too long. I kind of feel like the boyfriend that runs away and ghosts you without an explanation. So this is me trying to redeem myself now. But yeah, all of that has now led me to a point where I have decided to make some changes to the podcast. And so for older listeners, you all will know that I usually upload every Tuesday, every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, yeah. But because of all I experienced last year and how inconsistent it was with getting guests, and just so I don't put myself under undue pressure, I think it's going to be better for everyone. And I've decided that I would now only release episodes when I have them. So what that means is, I mean, now everyone knows that, okay, starting, let's say we start from today, by the next Tuesday, if there's an episode, 2 weeks from now, there's an episode. But now, I won't be able to guarantee that 2 weeks from now, there will be an episode. I mean, I would try, but we just have to be realistic and realize that everyone is busy. And so chasing down people to record an episode might take some time. I would try as much as possible to plan ahead and plan properly as I always do, but it's just going to be a thing where once there's episodes, that's when they're going to go live. So they might not be as regular as possible, but they will continue to be like the best of content. So I want you guys to please understand with me and bear with me. And yeah, let's move forward together. So yeah, episodes should start rolling out for season 2 in a week or two, God willing, and things should get back to normal. Yeah, so I have some amazing stories lined up for this season. Hopefully they come through. Some have already been recorded, other ones are still in the works. But yeah, as usual, I remain devoted to bringing you guys the best of content as usual. So yeah, please just stick around with me. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that reached out last year. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone that pressured me and in quotes, gingered/motivated me to keep going. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that offered help. Thank you to all the guests that were very welcoming. I do not take it for granted. So yeah, we're back for season 2. Thank you so much. Signing out. Boom.